All right, Shaco. First things first. What up, YouTube? We got a Shaco jungle here. First things first. You need to, as soon as you leave base, ward needs to go here or here, and you need to place a box somewhere. Either here, box, or there, box. Like, you need to cover your entrances so that you can get an idea of what the fuck's going on. This is a good habit to get into. I mean, we have like a whole fucking testimonials thing on the Discord. You need a big part of Shaco is if someone decides to wander into your jungle and break your boxes and fuck with you, you have no flash to get out, and your clear is substantially weaker. So you need to know it's coming so that you can adjust and move accordingly. But that, you know, that's standard Shaco stuff. You should always be doing that. I'll see what your plans were this game. Hitting him with that cheese. Liquid Break, love you, dude. You're the man. We'll get you next. Okay, I hate it. Actually, I don't hate it that much. Oh yeah, I still hate it. So, why do you lead? I'm going to show their vision. Why? You need to understand that as a Shaco player, you need to think outside of the box. That's a shitty joke. But, when you need to understand that as a top, I'm going to speak as a laner for you, okay, to understand why this gank sucks, and why you're being silly about it and inefficient. So when you come out of the bush, I want you to see Darius's vision. Okay, you are making it clear as crystal that he's getting ganked. This is a low elo, where people don't have awareness. They have no spatial clue what the fuck's happening. You need to, with this gank, you need to lead with your Q from here. Yes, there will be a cloud there. Yes, if he's aware, he can see it coming. But there's a chance that if you lead with your clone, or lead with your deceive, rather, right? You'll be able, you're going to start the gank from here, you're going to be invis to here, and then you're going to show up. Darius might commit to the fight. When you just walk up to the gank like this and make it clear that he's getting ganked, no top laner is going to commit. A big part of Shaco is that he's invisible for a certain duration so that he gets some sort of reliability out of his ganks by manipulation of vision, right? You don't manipulate vision at all here. You just walk up and attack him. So he's obviously not going to commit to the fight. Whereas, if you invis forward and pop up here, box here, there's a chance that dumbass would have already committed to Kled. Okay? I'm just saying that in general, there's no reason to make this gank so obvious when the dude has a chance to commit to the fight. There's just no point. But when you tell him that the gank's coming, he's obviously just going to back away. And this is kind of in line with what I say about like baiting our teammates. Like, use your teammate's health bar to get into a better position for the gank. Regardless, you get his flash. So that's good. But I'm only saying this so that you can maximize the effectiveness of the gank. So you skip your chickens to gank this guy. So you basically are ganking him because he doesn't have flash, I assume. And Blitz shows mid. Wow, what a rough time. Help your mid laner shove mid so that he doesn't get counter ganked by Lee Sin. Next time. For some reason, Lee Sin's a pussy and doesn't want to kill this Ryze, who he can very easily kill. I don't mind him skipping chickens at all. The things that I mind are positioning. Orianna doesn't have flash and is pushed to here. So you're being lazy with your pathing and you're standing in this bush. So she doesn't have flash, so we know it's a relatively easy gank to execute. We still have our flash. So why not just path to here and move to this point and then just get an easy flank? Why are you standing here when most mids are going to have this warded? I don't understand. It's a waste of time. There it is, right? This is like the most standard ward on the planet. She's going to always ward here, like 50% of the time. It's either going to be here or it's going to be here. She just saw you go top, so the ward's going to be here. So why do you path predictably? No. Next time, think like a jungler. Path, path to here. You are going to avoid the vision. See? I mean, you don't even really have to path that. You don't have to path that greedy. All you have to do, technically, is go like that. And then you've avoided this. I'm just saying do it like that in case she does it more towards the back. Maybe she puts one here. Like, I don't know. But that's why you waste time on this gank. Because you're not thinking about what the best approach is. You need to understand. The dude just saw you top. He knows that you're coming from top, so he's probably dropping the ward here, right? If we walk around, he doesn't react, then you know that he doesn't have vision. Q over here, box behind him, very easy kill without the Blitzcrank roam. Very easy kill. Now, see this? This is just, this guy is shit. This gank, do not be results oriented, okay? This gank is dog shit. It's predictable. Everyone knows it's coming. Who has a brain at all. It's only taking advantage of shitty players. That's all this gank is. Because he just saw you path here, so he knows if he has any brain at all to literally just watch here. That's all he has to do. He just has to watch that spot. Right? If he has any clue about what Shaco does at all. In this case, he's an idiot without flash who isn't watching for the gank and still gets hit by it anyways. I don't know why we don't see it on his vision. I don't know if it... Does it not show up in the replay viewer? What the fuck? It's weird. iBeaster! Thank you. Welcome. Love you, man. Alright, so we get blue. Alright, we're not gonna be level 5. You go bottom. You need the box sooner. Watch it again. This need to be, listen, in terms of CC, you needed to chain CC. Chaining CC is always more important than damage. The damage you get more out of if you chain CC. Here, Twitch gets hooked. So we are trying to, at the very least, get a summoner out of this. I don't know if he has flash. I don't know. But the box needs to go here. Immediate. Nothing else. Because it's all about chaining CC. Always. Any squishy target that gets locked in, you want to stack more CC. Which should have happened. The box, in an ideal world, the box goes here. Vayne moves to here. And Vayne is going to E into the wall, right? She's going to E into this. But the way you play it shows me that you weren't thinking that way. You weren't thinking Blitzcrank is going to knock this guy up, so the box is going to be super juicy here. You instead lead with damage, and then look. Then you throw the box. Imagine if we did it in the proper order. Kill secure, right? We run to mid. Now, this is where I think we probably should have backed. Okay? So after this gank, remember that our golems are about to respawn. So here is where you back. Yes, you can gank for mid, but at this point, if I'm you, I'm writing off Rise as a competent player. He's already, you know, Orianna has 2 kills. I don't even know where the second kill came from. I don't know what happened. Kled went and died or something. I have no fucking clue. Either way, you need to back and do a clear from top down and then maybe hit a gank with level 5. But forcing this shit over and over again is not going to do much except get this guy bigger. What's your kill potential? Do you even know what your kill potential is here? I don't see it. The only way that we kill with minions on the turret is if Rise decides to go up and lead with a snare. He hits the snare, but he gets poked out, right? So you can't really follow up with damage. You don't have a flank, right? There's just no way. Like, even, like, let's just say that Lee doesn't show up. How are we going to kill that guy? Like, what's going to... We don't have Ignite. We don't have damage. Look at our items. We have nothing here. Look how much gold we have. 941. Go back, clear camps, then hit mid again if you want. But trying to force stuff that isn't going to result in anything is just a waste. Dumbass stays. Again, he has like he can know that you're coming, but dumbass gets caught again. Again, results are cool and all, but think about what's more reliable. Is it reliable to assume that your opponents are going to be retarded, or is it more reliable to get your farm levels and then hit the ganks? Notice how we haven't cleared towards top. We haven't backed. We haven't bought items. Like, we have no items yet. As a result, we go towards bottom. We get some lucky kills, which is sweet. Still haven't cleared our jungle, though. So, we don't have any damage. We have how much gold now? 1,800. Still should have backed and did a full clear. This would be a great time, actually. You basically luck out. You get the mid, and you get bot lane. Sweet. So you run around the map, you get lucky. Where's your power spike? Like, when are we going to power spike off of it? And do a clear. What do you get for items? What is this build? You're doing Swifties and fucking recurve bow. Why? Why don't you just go like Hydra. Or I'm sorry, Tiamat. Blood Razor Titan. Does anyone play that? So many different builds now for Shaco. What the fuck? I see, literally, I'm looking through builds because I'm like, well, maybe I'm wrong. I see one guy that runs it. Literally one guy. Let me tell you what I think would be better here. If you're going to build towards, let's say that you want to do Titanic for the purposes of discussion. Top Korean Shaco players are using it without a mega tank top lane. Yeah, it's fine. I'm not really hating on the idea of what you're saying. I'm hating on the order that you do it. You really should be going towards, in my opinion, you should be going towards Tiamat first so that you can do your clears and then you can put pressure on the lanes faster than your opponent can, right? Because we picked up some kills, we have some gold. If we go straight into the Tiamat, then we can go clear, 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 hit a gank, clear, clear, hit another gank, and then when you can keep the gank pressure on the map that you're doing. The problem is that you're not, when you go the build that you go, I don't think that you're going to be clearing as fast, first of all. Second of all, you wouldn't be able to really use that to get as much value out of the gank anyways. So here, you should have what you should have probably went with is you needed to ult off of either his Q or here, his W, or his ult, sorry. Ult, I didn't even notice that he ulted the first time I watched this. You needed to ult some form of damage here. I like that you lead with Q. I have no problem with that. Box, I don't even mind the box. The only thing I mind is that you don't R any of this. So you don't R his Q. You don't R this. This is where you should have, probably. Most Shacos are just going to go for this one. The Q one would have been plenty, to be honest. You just ult and then back yourself out and let the clone do the work with red buff. There's no, like, this is really bad. Cannot die here. Really shouldn't die here. This is really, 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 really bad. If I'm a top laner and I get this kill, I'm very thrilled with myself. Okay, so this is probably your worst mistake this game. The gank stuff, I mean, I go at length about, like, well, we need to clear over gank, which I still agree, like, but in terms of the results, this is the worst play of the game. So, very simple. You could just calmly just R when he does any damage to you and then walk the clone out and you're fine. Cannot die there. But I like the deceive lead there. Let's see. I don't like this gank because I'm the type of person who's all about just clearing first, then ganking. It's going to be more reliable in solo queue, and we want the, notice how close you are to level 7. Always hit a gank off of a level up if you can. Gets more value. Drop a ward in red. Rise pretty much did that on his own. But you did help him. You might have saved him, actually. I don't know. So where are we going off of that? You're running to bottom. Yeah, this is fine. Because he's just so out of line. Cool. Then we do our clear. Yeah, I really would have liked to see building towards Hydra sooner. I think it would have been better for you. We don't have our ult, we don't have deceive, so we really don't want to get anywhere near this. Okay, he shits on you there. Yeah, at that point, you had a wave that was on tower. With the build that we were talking about, you could have cleared golems, pushed out top to the tower, use this ARAM mid as an opportunity to get levels, and then apply pressure back on the mid if they overcommit. But the way you play it, you kind of float around mid, just kind of gamble it, and then Darius gets lucky as fuck and clicks on you with the ult. But yeah, I think that overall, you do need to realize that dying here is like a huge part of why this game is happening the way it is. It's easily the biggest reason. But secondarily, I think that the lack of the early Tiamat, and I think a lack of emphasis on clearing is really hurting you too. And I think that you're seeing this as a fight that you should take, whereas I'm thinking, why not just do golems, give up the tower, push out top lane, maybe apply pressure to top, and then run back down and see if you can do something. But this would also require you to admit that we need to do a better job of managing camps. Have more. Shaco gave us plenty of money if you want to see those too. Dude, it's all about what you want to do. I think that on the whole, if we're speaking purely on the results of this game, I think there's a lot of inefficiency going on here that we can very easily clean up. And to be clear, I don't mind the pressure. I don't mind the pressure of like ganking. I just want to see you doing it off of clear, like I want you to gank and show when you're ganking that you thought about it before you did it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times it... Wow, that's an interesting TP to the box. Because in a lot of these ganks, I feel like you're doing them and it doesn't look like you're thinking about them. You're just kind of going through the motions. Which sounds like nebulous and weird, but I think you know what I'm getting at here. Like, when you ran from base and you ran straight down to bot lane, skipping a camp that could have got you level 7, that means you didn't think, like, how can I make this a better gank? You just went, people to gank, me Shaco. Me clown at them. Me Shaco, they noob, they feed. Me clown. It's a good pick-off. That's what you want to do. Keep pushing, the fuck. I don't see anyone. You're Shaco. You've got Q. No, you gotta push. You gotta push here. You just made a pick. Apply pressure. You gotta break towers. It's the only way we win. There's no pressure on the map anywhere. We have vision of Darius. And we have vision of Lee. You see them. Yeah, push. That's silly. Oh my god, that hook is... So yeah. This is, so yeah, let's go back through it, right? So you get a pick, you don't press your tower, you run to mid, and then you die. You noob, you feed, dude. That's a you noob, you feed moment. And the Darius is massive, yeah. I mean... It's also, you know, it's also one of those things. Darius is just one of those champs where if we fuck up and give him a lead, he can do this. And that's, you know... But at the same time, if he's behind, he's also dog shit useless. So... it was on us with our ult usage when we ganked top to make sure that we didn't let that happen. He wouldn't, I mean, he would still probably be annoying, but would he be fucking ham shit crazy annoying? Probably not. So, I want you to see how you play this. This is a situation where at this point it's not about it's not about you killing anyone. It's about giving your Gnar or your Kled time to get into the fight and Blitzcrank time to get into the fight. You need to be baiting aggression using your Q to leave. Instead, what you do is you bait aggression and then use your Q to continue aggression. Like, let the fight play out. And you'll live there. Situations like that as Shaco is more about just being annoying and baiting people into thinking that they can kill you. Ooh. Cool. That's a good pick. That's what you need. You need people to throw. You need him to get out of line like that and just try to 1v9. Happens so often with Fed Darius. Guy just loses his fucking marbles. Clear golems. This is what I'm talking about. Clear golems. Why are you backing? Just finish the golem so that you get everything on a stable fucking respawn timer. Just clear it. That's what I'm talking about with controlling your farm. You'd be level 14 right now if you cleared him. That's pretty well played. There you go. That's more in line with what I want to see. Yeah, reset's good. Kled's applying pressure. I mean, you could make an argument here for trying to stop a back if you want. So in the future, consider that once you recognize where Kled's at, you have 2 members dead, you know where 3 blue team are. You could definitely just jump over the wall, use your ult to harass and stop the port so that you get the tier 2 for sure. Because if you don't let him, if you let him back, he's going to TP to top and he's going to defend this push. Or he's going to hold his TP and give the tower away. Regardless, you understand what I was saying. And then Kled's gonna suicide. Or something. God, what a muppet. Fuck. I misclicked. Where's the dragon at? Here. We don't have ult here. We have no wave clear because it just died. That means towers fall. That means inhibs fall. Remember, spectators, your job as a mid is to just survive and wave clear, and when you die, you break the entire map down. Let's see if you steal. You can get this, I think. Do you not have vision? Do you have vision? Oh, you're guessing. Oh, good job. So you did know. Ah, good try. Oh yeah, good call. Definitely could use the plant there. Yeah, definitely plant's good there. I don't know. I kind of like deceiving in. I just want the fucking, the only reason why I say I think deceive's good is because I want, in terms of keeping the game afloat, best option is probably, because if you plant over, there's a decent chance that Lee Sin just boots your ass out a lot of the time. Or you just get blown up before you can even do anything, but I don't know. Yeah. Alright, this is a good stopping point. So, let's go over this game. A lot of pressure early. I think at the end of the day, though, your biggest problems are just, you're not thinking hard enough about what you're doing. You are going through the motions a lot of the time. It started up here with your gank, like what I was saying, like lead with deceive first to encourage the guy to commit to the fight. Like think outside the box. Here, you gank mid, you gank a predictable path instead of taking the extra 3 to 5 seconds to get an easy flank on a guy with no flash and you have red buff, right? Down here, just running to the next gank, skipping farm instead of taking the farm then ganking. Like the ganks and the options will still be there. The success rate goes up way higher if you just get your levels first. And then your biggest oops was when you went top and you didn't plan out the fight. That's why you died. Plan it out. Buddy of mine, Saber, does a lot of talks about this from the ADC position, and it doesn't change depending on what position you play. It's all the same concepts. Every situation that you're going to get yourself into, it's all about having a plan before. So if we go back in time, you need to plan this shit out. Oh yes, and the Tiamat, thank you. You need to plan this out. Think about the fight as you're coming. And you know, the game is at its core. The harder you try in League of Legends, the less of a game it becomes. It's like the fucking standard, just the standard paradox. Basically, it's like, well, if I try too hard at this game, it starts becoming more of a job, and like that's kind of the point for some of us. You know, competitive people is like, I just want to win. That's all I care about. For some people, the more you start thinking, the harder it is to play this game because you're constantly being like, I have to think of every fucking thing. It's fucking annoying. But as you're approaching, like here, you did the Q lead, right? You're like, you lead with Q, you get the invis lead. Personally, it's always about, how can this dude beat me? That's normally how it goes, outside of counter ganks. Crafted roll, thank you so much. Always think when you're doing a gank, how can I die? How can I die? It's all lanes have this debate that they have to go through. Mid lane, how can, like, I'm shoved to tower, I'm like 50% HP, it's an Ahri, she has ult, I have no vision here, I could get dove, right? Same thing with jungle, you're about to gank, you're thinking, how can I fuck this up? Because you can pretty much guarantee the once you start reaching towards your peak elo, you start fucking up. You're making mistakes, right? So, with Darius, me personally, when I approach, I'm just thinking, just don't get ulted by the guy. Just avoid getting ulted at all costs. That's what I need to focus on. Just do not get ulted, okay? You could, probably the more advanced and correct move is when Kled engages, you probably would be better off just pressing R to deny some of the healing. Watch. Because a big part of Darius ganks is that if he gets too much health back off of his Qs, that's where the ganks can go sour. So more advanced would have probably been you are here to deny that. Or alternatively, step out of the Q radius. So there's your radius, right? You need to step anywhere here and avoid that. Or just R to be safe. Personally, I'm thinking that as a Shaco player, if you're maining Shaco, then you should be, you know what Shaco does, you play him all the time, you're going to be mechanically more inclined to simply just know to back away, right? And then re-engage. So yeah, ultimately we go like this instead. We back down. We back away. You give him the heal, that's where we get screwed, right? And yeah, your R was on CD, so then absolutely must play it a little bit more defensively. Must have, you know, you got to bait your teammate a little bit longer. Now, other options. If you want, since it's on cooldown, now that we noticed this, right? This would be the time that you don't have to lead with Deceive. You could just walk in, right? Because positionally, he's caught. This all comes back to just making plans, right? So if we have our ult on cooldown and we're a little scared, then lead just by walking, just walk into the gank. When he spazzes on you, Q away, put a box down here, and then you can hit the brush, use your ult, run your ult out. You know, you can do all sorts of shit. But it's all about planning. The lack of plan is what kills us. And if it was, you know, and the ult was on cooldown, right? That's our fault. We wait the extra, just wait the extra couple seconds, then take an aggressive line. But until you have your ult, you can't use your Deceive. That's actually what kills you. Because your ult's on cooldown and you lead with Deceive, that's what fucks you. Because you have no way to get away. In order for this gank to work, and this is all planning, right? In order for this gank to work, we must avoid Darius R. That's the only way this gank is going to work. And you have to know. You have to know, like, man, my Kled sucks. This Darius 2-0. I have to avoid the R. If I don't avoid R, if I can't avoid R, I'm fucked. And once you commit to this, you have no way to avoid it. And as a result, he gets it. And the trade, it's a trade, right? It's not the trade we want either. So, anyways, that's what we need to work on. Better gank planning, better pathing, which is every jungler's issue, right? And then, yeah, look at the itemization, because when you get big, Tiamat's going to make your clears better, and then you can clear, then gank faster. And yeah, Tiamat definitely would have killed him there if you reset it right. But regardless, it's not even about the Tiamat in that spot. It's just that you needed to just hold off on the aggression, just step back, wait the extra 2, like in the fight, step just outside of Darius range, and just wait until you have the ult, then calmly go back in. There's no, like, you don't have to fucking bump heads and hope for the best, okay? All right. YouTube, thank you so much for watching this replay. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like, subscribe for more League of Legends coaching. I love you guys, and I'm out. Peace. Crackers. Thanks so much. Woo!